So I wanted to talk to you today about this kind of Kali energy that seems to come through with Kundalini activation. So the energy kind of gets described in different ways, and there are, I suppose, different aspects of this, what gets called a feminine energy. And one of the ways that it gets described as is this kind of Kali energy, which is an Indian god, and she's kind of very fierce, and she kind of represents birth and death. And so sometimes when I'm in a session, and she's kind of known as a kind of a very fierce archetype, a very fierce character. And sometimes when this energy is going through you in a session, you can feel very powerful. You know, it's like a really powerful feminine energy. And when it's rushing through me in some of the sessions, it can either feel like a kind of rush of energy through the body, which has a sense of power to it, or it can feel like I'm kind of wanting to cut through things really quickly, like so if I'm working on someone else in a session, and that energy comes up, and I'm kind of like maybe got my hand on their heart or something, it can feel really like I want to kind of cut through whatever it is that that's going on within them, which is kind of interesting. And when it's going through me, mostly it just feels really, really powerful. And if you haven't really felt like that super powerful, that superpower in your body before, it can be like a really, really amazing feeling. So there was a time, probably like the end of last year, where this Kali energy really kind of rose up in me for the first time. And that's kind of when I started to get more interested in what it was about. And I suppose I kind of asked the energy to just cut through everything in my life that wasn't really true or real. And then all sorts of things started happening in my life. For example, before I started doing Kundalini, I was a musician and I was writing songs and things like that. And all of that started to fall away, and there was less motivation to go in that direction. People just suddenly left my life, really suddenly. It was just like, oh, that person's just gone from my life now. And also it was around the time when, I know I've spoken about this in another video, about when my mind became detached, and there was no belief in my thoughts anymore, and that lasted for about 3 months. So I suppose what I'm saying is, like, you don't have to really believe in any religion or any kind of God even, to start to understand this energy and how it moves through you. And you know, although it can get described in different ways, and this Kali energy is one way it gets described. You don't have to necessarily believe in the Indian gods. A lot of this is just kind of, for me, is about archetypes and how those archetypes play out. But if you really, really want to understand this Kali energy, then you should come to a session and see what the hell it is I'm talking about. What is this girl going on about Kali energy for? What? What is she talking about? But yeah, I have had a couple of people be quite surprised by this sense of power. And sometimes people actually, because I can start making very kind of fierce kind of sounds as well that come out. Some people get a bit afraid, a bit scared, like what's going on? But when you really start feeling into it yourself, you really sense again the benevolence of this energy, but also the fierceness of it, and that's the beauty of it. It's kind of like two sides of the same coin, the fierceness and the softness of this kind of feminine energy. So yeah, if you want to come and just experience the energy, whether it's going to be Kali energy or not, I'm doing sessions in London, in Hackney on the 29th of June at 11 o'clock, and I'm doing some in Romford, so they happen every Saturday, and I'm also doing them so every Saturday at 12 till 2, and then sometimes on a Friday, which tends to be in the evening, which is around 8 till 10 in the evening, and those are both in Romford. I also do sessions online if you want to do sessions online. Yeah, I'll leave the links below.